Squad. Welcome back to a new episode of Tides and Trails. We're Kellyanne and Andrea, and we are here for you live to dive deep into the world of science and travels. If you're new here, Tides and Trails is a space where we talk about marine science, traveling as scientists, and how we balance research, hobbies, and life outside of the lab. More about this topic in this episode. Side note, some weeks were very professional, some weeks were not, but it's always honest and fun. So let's tap into this week's episode.
Okay, so as always, we're going to start with our waves and wipeouts for the week. So, Andrea, how was your week?
My week was great. I traveled a lot. My wipeout, I would say, was the weather.
Yes.
Normally around this time of year, I hear from everyone, Dutch people come here to swim, chill on the beach, have a little bit of sun. And it was so cold this week. It was so rainy this week. It's still rainy this week. It's stormy. I got a weather alert from Portugal saying that above 400 meters you could have snow in this country. And it will stay for this another week.
Yeah.
So I think that is my kind of wipeout. If you want to travel in Portugal, you think about having nice weather, and it just hasn't been that for the past little while.
I'll say the same. We don't have classes yet, so I was also considering doing some traveling and just some day trips. And every time that I was not studying and I was free, because I'm doing I've been doing some exams. The weather was just awful. It wasn't worth leaving the house. But I would say my positives were I spent a lot of time in my apartment, which means I had a lot of time to reconnect with some old friends back home. As I've mentioned before, I'm from New York, so there's a big time difference, and I'm very far away from friends and family, so it's always nice when I have time to catch up. So that would be my positive for the week.
Yeah, that's a good positive. I think reconnecting is so lovely. As I said, I traveled with some people I know, which was really lovely. I think generally that's my high. We've had so much fun. We went to this Dutch restaurant where everyone was just talking to each other, even if they didn't know each other, which was so funny. And those random moments, I think that was really fun. And I've seen a lot of the country which I haven't seen before, and I think that was really exciting. I love exploring the country.
Yes.
Which maybe this is also a high, because what did we do today?
Well, today we decided to go to Lisbon tomorrow. We have an Airbnb for more than a week.
Yes.
So
you'll stay there for half the time.
Yes.
I still have a test, so I do need to study, but I will literally come back for one day, take my test, and go back to Lisbon. So exciting, really exciting times, honestly.
If the weather's gonna be bad, why not be in an apartment in a new city instead of in an apartment in the city we know so well? Yes.
And I am so excited. I'm going bouldering for sure, at least once. I'm gonna run a half marathon.
Yes. We're gonna talk about our hobbies and stuff in this episode.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna get into it too much yet, but I'm also gonna be doing some fun stuff that I don't get to do much in Faro. So I'm very excited about it.
Yes. So as we said, quick intro into the podcast of today. We're kind of briefly mentioned it already, but today we're gonna talk about our life outside of science. So yeah. Exciting times.
Yeah, and we both have a lot of different interests that we pursue outside of science, and some of them overlap, some of them are very unique.
Yes.
So
yes, I think this week we're actually gonna learn each other a bit better by doing each other's hobbies, honestly.
Yes.
So maybe we can quickly debrief in our next episode about all that's going on in our lives.
Switching lives for a day.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that will actually be a fun one.
That could be fun.
Okay.
That could be fun.
Well, that was a sidestep.
Yes.
First,
okay, so I guess...
Yes, let's just dive into it.
Yeah.
Because except for the depressing weather, I don't have that interesting updates. Well, basically, we don't have anything all week.
Yes, it's been a bit of an empty
Yes.
time because we don't have like classes. We just have some scattered exams.
Mm-hmm. We did get our new schedule.
Yes.
So we start
classes again on the 3rd, so it's coming up quick.
Yeah.
Today is the 23rd of January, so we
Yes.
still have a bit of time, but
Yes.
yeah. So we've had lots of time to do our hobbies, and I will start with my first hobby, which is one that Andrea also has, but I have been reading a lot this month.
Mm-hmm.
One of my goals in this new year was to read more books because last year I didn't read nearly enough books. And so far I've read 5 books this month, like finished, completed 5 different books.
That is absolutely insane.
Yes, and so, and I have another couple that I'm working on at the moment. So, I really love reading and writing, so that's something I wanted to reconnect with for the new year. Trying to like start journaling and blogging and things like that a bit more as well. Yeah.
Exciting. Yeah, for me it's also reading, and I don't think I stopped reading last year, but I would have to say I was like reading romance because our uni schedule was really heavy and I just needed something to switch my brain off.
Yes.
So now I'm trying to like slowly venture out of my romance depression.
Yes.
So I've been reading a book, 72 Days Around the World. I just started, but it got me really inspired also for writing, but generally to read like just more things that are not only about love, and yeah, basically that.
I always do a mix with my books where I'm always reading at least one book that's fiction and then always one that's nonfiction.
Yeah.
So right now my nonfiction is The Hidden Life of Trees. And one of my goals the past couple of years has been to learn more about plants because I know a lot about animals, but I don't know a lot about plants.
Yeah.
So that book is like me
It's a
diving
good one.
into that.
Yeah.
So far it's really interesting. And then my fiction right now is Homegoing because I've been really into historical fiction. And that one is about the slave trade. So
That's deep.
Yeah, I've been into a lot of deep reads recently. Like I read The Nightingale last. I finished that one last week, and that one's about World War II. If you guys want to cry a lot, read that book.
Okay, great. Maybe I'm into that. I have literally been reading Dream Harbor series. If you know, you know. But it's this little cute town where everyone seems to fall in love, one book after the other.
That's cute.
And they like don't want to fall in love, but then they eventually end up falling in love. That's basically the story time of all the books, and it's just entertaining. It's not that deep, it's just entertaining.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then let's go into our sports. What sports do you do, Kellyanne?
Okay, so I do some kind of weird ones, but my number one is scuba diving. I love to dive. I have been diving for almost 10 years now, and I am a open water scuba instructor. So, I mean, even when I'm not instructing, I just love diving in my free time. And, like, it kind of links back to marine science because I do also do some scientific diving in terms of, like, data collection and stuff. But I'm into it regardless. I like all types of diving, deep diving, wreck diving. Yeah, and obviously I love looking at fish, and I know a lot of fish, so
Really cool.
yeah, so that's my biggest hobby. My other like athletic type hobbies are like I used to be really into dance, like all types of classical dance, which somehow transitioned into me going to a circus school when I was 16.
Really cool.
Yeah, so I learned how to do there. I started doing like aerial silks and like aerial hoop, which is called like lyra. And I've kind of ventured away from it over the past couple years. I used to do it a lot because I also had my own set of silks, and I would train a lot back in New York. But now I just started doing pole dancing and lyra again, here in Faro, or like near Faro. And so I'm reconnecting with that, and it's been such a fun journey.
Yeah, so cool. As a child, I did like many different sports. One sport I always stick to, and which was like my outlet, was like swimming. I've done all types of swimming. So I'm swimming. Then when it was COVID, I got my first racing bike. I still have the same bike. It's coming up to like we're nearly together for 6 years. Like it's a committed relationship. I take my relationship with my racing bike very seriously. So maybe you see where it's going. I started running. So then you start doing triathlons. I got inspired, I think, 6 years ago to start doing triathlons, and 2 years ago I did my first one. And yeah, I couldn't do one earlier because of some health issues. So doing my first triathlon felt like such a massive achievement, and I'm falling in love with the sport even more every day, I feel like. So it is like apart from science, if you're a triathlete, you know how much time is actually going into training. So yes, my life basically exists of school and training. That's it. I don't have much time to do anything else. So I'm like running, cycling, swimming. And then I also do a lot of strength training, just first of all to stay healthy, but also flexibility, like yoga, all those things actually to perform better in triathloning. But I also really enjoy it. Nowadays I also do like more handstand related training, like calisthenics, like dead hangs. And I also used to do a lot of bouldering. We don't really have a bouldering hall here where we live right now, but I do still love bouldering a lot. And it like teaches you upper body strength, also like kind of flexibility. Also, I don't know. I feel like bouldering, triathlon training, I'm really serious with. Bouldering and like strength training for me is more like kind of playing, like the pushing my body's limits without an actual goal of like having a race. So yeah, I think that's all my sports. And then walking and hiking, but I know you have that one as well.
Yes, I also am a very big hiking fan. I grew up in New York, but I grew up a bit outside of the city near like the Catskill Mountains. So I was always growing up like walking and hiking and exploring nature, which is part of what got me so inspired to like pursue this kind of career path. Mm-hmm. But also this weekend we are going to Lisbon, so I might try some bouldering and she might try some aerials, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, so we'll update you next week if we actually survived that.
Yes. I mean, with all the strength training, like aerials is very similar to a lot of the things you like to do, and the flexibility and the... Yes. So I think you'll really enjoy it. I think it'll be fun for you, and it's definitely more playing, I think, than some of the other ones you do.
Fair. But I think bouldering for me is also playing, so maybe I can like kind of relate to that. Yes. But then maybe just with a little bit more rhythm. Which
like that's the part I'm scared of. Coordination and the hoop spins.
Yes. But I have never heard myself having actual rhythm in my life, so I'm really curious if I actually do have some rhythm.
Yes, we'll see how it goes. So we'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, so that's really exciting.
Yes.
And then...
Yeah, and then like for creative hobbies, I guess that would be the next step.
Yes.
I really like photography a lot. I mean, and also like the aerials and dance and things are like creative essentially too. So
fair, yes.
Yeah, those are my biggest like creative ones, is like the writing and the photography, I would say.
I think for you, thrifting is also a really big hobby.
Yeah, I was gonna add that, but I didn't know if that creative hobbies was like the best place for it.
No, but I just I think it's a big one.
Yes, I really love thrifting. I don't buy any clothes new. I typically only get clothes thrifted. So it's like treasure hunting. I just think it's like the most magical thing is like when you go to the thrift store and you find all these like amazing items that it's like, I don't know, it's so much more exciting to me.
Yeah, I get it.
And I run an online thrift store as well. It's based out of New York, but where I sell all my like old items. And thrifting is just, I started a thrift store on my college campus when I was an undergrad, so like thrifting is deep rooted in my history, I guess. I love it a lot.
I'm trying to dive into thrifting, but I'm not there yet. But I am open for the experience.
Yes, so everything I am wearing right now, besides my socks, is thrifted.
Oh no, actually, what I did do, I think might be really common to the Netherlands or the area where I lived, but it's actually like getting clothes from like
hand-me-downs.
Yes.
I also have a lot of hand-me-downs.
That is like
from like relatives and
yes,
older friends,
yes,
like friends,
yes.
older siblings, things like that.
I would say every like 4 months to half a year we would like get 2 big bags, like trash bags full of hand-me-downs. So I do have quite a few hand-me-downs, I would say.
I also have that as well.
If I buy new, like when I bought new things in South Africa, they were sometimes handmade. So I will buy handmade things.
Yes, yeah.
New.
Once in a while, I'll get things like that. Like I was in Morocco recently and I bought some things at the market, more like jewelry and stuff, but things that were handmade.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know, but thrifting is definitely, a big hobby of mine.
Really good one though.
Yes. And on top of that, I am also very into traveling. Sometimes solo, sometimes with people, but I would say typically solo. Yeah, and when I go to a new place, thrifting is one of the things I love to do, but I also just love to like walk around a new place, a new city. I always travel with different purposes. Sometimes I just want to explore a city and like just get lost in the city and like experience a new place and their culture. Other times it's more like nature or like hiking or traveling to do like things like that. But I don't know, I really do love traveling, which is something I think we'll dive into our actual travels and where we've been and things like that in a different episode, but that is, I would say, my other really big one is like scuba and travel are like my 2
main ones. I think if we will dive into traveling, we will have a really long episode.
Yes.
So prepare for that one.
We've both done a lot of traveling.
I started traveling when I was 15, like solo or like at least outside of like traveling with your parents. So
yes, I started when I was 17, but I was the first one in my family to have a passport, which was kind of cool.
That is an achievement.
And now I've been to 25 countries.
That's crazy. I didn't plan on traveling to Lisbon, so it's like I'm home for literally 36 hours, I think, before I leave again.
But that's the best though, is the spontaneous.
Wouldn't want it another way. I think we can both really use this trip. For me, this trip will just be like, sometimes I really just love living the vibe of a city.
Yes, me as well. Like that's what
I think this trip will be this for maybe both of us, at least for me. Like just studying in cute cafes, just I think it's gonna be really fun. Across the promenades, doing some window shopping. Don't actually need anything, but just...
I mean, I heard the thrifting scene in Lisbon's pretty good, so I will let you guys know, because I don't know if I have enough self-control not to.
Fair. Yeah, for me also, what I've recently discovered, what I really like with traveling is just like once a day or every other day, depends on how intense my training at that point is, but it's like training, like discovering new bouldering halls or going out for a cycle ride to like find a new cool route, or going for runs, and also social runs. Like I love social runs. If there's coffee involved, I will be there for sure.
I think you can add coffee as one of my hobbies.
Honestly, yes.
Yeah, I mean, like Andrea drinks a lot of coffee as well, but I might be a little bit of a different level.
Well, I try to drink decaf most of the time. Doesn't work out lately, but I am committed to my coffee as well. Like I brought my milk frother from the Netherlands so that I can drink my cappuccinos over here. And I actually, like 2 days ago, I bought a new to-go coffee cup, and it's my baby, I've decided. Like, it's so pretty. So I think for both of us, coffee is like big.
Yeah, coffee is a big thing. Decaf is not in my vocabulary as a word, but definitely can relate in that sense. And I also like cooking a lot. Like that's another, I guess you can call it a hobby, but
cooking and baking for me.
Yeah, I don't really, like, I don't bake as much, but I definitely, I cook, and I like to cook different recipes, typically like more international type cuisine, like, I don't know what you can really call American food anyways, but I like to explore and do different things with that.
For me, it depends on the mood I'm in. Right now, I'm not in a cooking phase. Like, I don't care about my food at all. Like, as long as it's
somewhat healthy and it feeds me, I'm fine. Like, I can eat the same for 4 or 5 days in a row at the moment.
Yeah, I have a hard time with that. Like, sometimes I can do, like, 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
But, like, a little bit past that, I start getting, like, really bored of it.
I get that. For me, a newly discovered hobby is knitting and making anything myself. Like, call me a grandmother, but it's just, like, so peaceful. Like,
Yes.
generally so peaceful. Like, I'm just so in my zone when I'm knitting, so I'm really happy that I've discovered that. I've just started, so my work isn't perfect, but I have this Pinterest board with all the ideas of things I want to knit, or like also
Crocheting.
crochet. Like, I
Yes.
want to start crocheting my own tops. So yeah, I'm not there yet, but I'm going down this road. I will.
Yes, I want to
you
get
know-
into more hobbies like that. I used to
Mhm.
upcycle clothing a lot.
Oh, that's nice.
Like I found this old vest that I made when I was like probably like 13 or 14, and I like bedazzled it and added all these like lace details, and it was
That's
actually so cute.
Yeah.
I haven't been into it as much in recent years, but it's definitely something I want to get back into
Yeah.
because I feel like it's very on brand for me as
I
well.
think you will see me with my knitting work
Yes.
everywhere from now on. Like,
Yeah.
Talking about that Dutch restaurant where I went last week, I was there talking about knitting with all these people who were there, and they were all impressed by the pattern I found. It was so fun. Like, all these people were already knitting for years, and I started last week, and they were so impressed and all wanted to know how I did it. It was so fun. But that was a little side note. I do get really excited about my knitting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And then in general, I'm love creating. It's my way of expression, and like, if I like feel really big emotions, sometimes that comes out in a drawing or in a story or in a poem, or I feel like that's also my way of like working through things.
I
But-
feel that.
But I
Yes.
would say I'm like a really big card maker. Like, for me, that's a way to show love to people.
Oh,
I would
that's
just
so
make-
cute.
Like, I'm not that big into it right now, but I had like a few years where I would like make a personalized birthday card for all my family members, because I wasn't living with them. So then my way of showing my love to them was send a card.
Oh, I love
And,
that.
Yeah, I did that for a lot, and like, I would be so committed to it. I would think about this card for like a week or a few weeks, and like have the perfect design, like tailored to their personality. And it goes so far, my card love making, is that like some of my family members only have cards from me
That's really cute.
hanging in their room, like, just from the past 4 years.
Yeah, I think my last hobby, and then I think we need to move on with our segments, but I realized right now while I'm looking at my single house plant I have here, that
Yes.
I've gotten to a point where I don't even think I can just say I like kind of like plants.
Mhm.
I've had times where I've had more than 50 houseplants in my life. I've
Yes.
moved from the States, so obviously I don't have that many now.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I am a big plant person in that extent. And I'm also really into naturalism. I don't know. Like just knowing plants and animals and stuff. So like when I go on walks, I'm like the person who's like using iNaturalist and trying to learn all the local flora and fauna, because I think it's so magical to know like what lives in your local area and just like experience that. I used to forage for mushrooms or like do foraging for like wild berries and things. And
So lovely.
yeah, like once you learn your local wildlife, it's really fun.
That's true. I got a plant from my birthday from you.
Yes.
And I normally kill plants, and I'm really proud to admit that I've lived in this apartment for about half a year now, and both of my plants are still alive and thriving.
Round of applause for that one.
Yeah,
Round of
yeah.
applause.
I have to say, one of them is a cactus, so I don't know how you can kill them, but still, they're alive.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
are we gonna do...
How we balance everything, I guess,
Yes.
would be our next one.
Because that's a big one. Like, we do a lot.
Yeah, so we both, as you have heard here, have very many hobbies.
Yeah.
So now I guess the question is just like, how do we balance all of this with our life as a master's student? And I guess I'll go first, which is like building a routine.
Yes.
And I think yours is going to be similar. I think like most people in a situation like this, it's really essential.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I feel like last semester I didn't necessarily build up a routine as well, but I got thrown right into it. I had some visa issues. I got here the day before the semester started.
I think we both kind of fell into this degree.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
I had some last minute decision making. So
Yeah.
I actually heard I was into the degree 3 days before the actual degree started. So
Yeah, I got my visa to go to Portugal on the Friday before our classes started the next Monday.
yes.
And I got to Portugal on Sunday, and then classes started Monday. So I was really like, yeah, I guess it took me a while, and I don't even think I fully got into a routine last semester. And now I think the time that we've had off has actually been really helpful in that sense, where like,
yes.
yeah, like for me, some of the things that I do just to like keep a routine going is like recently I've been very into just like turning my phone off until I get certain things done or till a certain amount of time has passed.
Love that.
Yeah, like I try not to go on my phone in the morning until 11:30 in the morning. I don't usually stick with that long of a time, but like if I wake up, I usually can go at least an hour. And I always clean up my room first thing in the morning. So I organize my space before I start my day. I have to get out of my pajamas. I cannot function. Yeah, so those are just like, I don't know, my routine, but just getting into a routine like that. Yeah, and part of that routine has to be fitting in the things that I like to do. So for me, it's like reading a book before bed.
Yes.
And like, you know, I go to my like my Lyra class every single week the same time, and so like those kinds of things, building a routine is really helpful for me. I don't know if you have the same issue, but our schedule changes every week, which I'm not used to from my undergrad.
No. And I would also say, like, hooking onto that, some weeks are just not perfect.
Yes.
Like, I would prefer to be able to train at least 1 hour every day. Some days our schedule just doesn't allow it.
Yes.
So I would say I can always also not have the same focus every week. Like, I've had a few big training weeks now because we had so little. I could just like focus on training and like learning for the few tests we had. If we're going back to school, I did see we start at 10 o'clock most days.
Yes,
so
and that's good for me.
Yeah, because
I'm
then I
not
can
a
train.
morning person.
Oh, I can train in the mornings. I am a morning person. I need to have my walk in. I would say I have like not maybe a routine to like have the perfect training, but a routine to like feel my best. Like I need to get out in the mornings.
Yes.
So I go for a little walk, and I have like nowadays I'm like a sucker for the same food every day. Like it just makes it easy. I don't need to think. I know I eat healthy. Like those things already really help me, make me less stressed. Like I cannot cope with cooking during the week, so I do my meal prep on Sundays so that I know I have like good food all week. Training, I don't always really plan, just because really intensive training I only do when I actually feel right.
Yeah.
And when we're really busy with uni, it just takes a lot more energy out of me. But you know, when we start at 10, I can train before school, and like, but also I think for me adaptation is a really big one. Like if I don't feel good, I'll just take a step back and just do some stretches or something like that. And I believe long-term consistency wins it over rushing and crashing out.
No, exactly. And it's also, at least for me, I live in a mentality where everything should be enjoyable.
Yes.
And I feel like if I am not enjoying what I'm doing the wrong thing. So like even in terms of like training, like I do exercises that I personally really enjoy doing. And I could never force myself to do ones that I don't, or just to go to the gym. Like that just doesn't interest me, and I know that like yeah, it wouldn't be helping in my journey.
No.
So I like doing things that make me happier so that it doesn't feel like a chore to go work out.
I totally agree. I took 8 months of like races because I wanted to find a healthy balance, especially with moving and things. So I like had some small goals, but not big ones, like goals I knew I could achieve so that I would feel challenged physically, but not burn myself out. So like I wanted to run a half marathon, but I gave myself half a year to train for it.
Yeah.
So that I had time to find the right balance, to find out what works for me, and yeah, those kind of simple things. I also do like once a week personal strength training so that I can work on my weaknesses, but also it's just really fun. Like I love that 2 hours. It's just 2 hours of like laughing and crying at the same time, because I do die every week again.
Yes.
But just have like things you are actually looking forward to and actually think are so incredibly fun to do.
Yeah,
So,
and like sometimes if it's just a really long, hard day, just knowing I have a good meal waiting for me at home, that's enough sometimes.
Yeah.
That's enough. And like
for me, walking after university is like grounding myself back.
yes.
Like sometimes I can be so annoyed by some lectures or something like that, and if I just go home immediately, I just don't do anything all day anymore. And for just walking for like, even if it's 10 minutes, just gives me some mental space again.
No,
So-
that's really nice. I also
Yeah.
a lot of the time if I feel really deregulated, I'll put on a podcast and I'll go for a walk. And I really like listening to other people's podcasts as well. That's something that I do add to my routine. It's like I have certain times where it's times when I listen to music when I'm out and about, and certain times when I listen to podcasts.
Yes, I think a big part of like actually sticking to your goals and having a routine and being able to do all your hobbies is, first of all, have a few hobbies where you don't have a actual goal, just do them because they're fun.
Yes.
And second of all, also sometimes just do nothing. Just
Yes.
lay on your bed for 20 minutes. Just sit outside in the sun. Like I don't have screens with me for any of the meals I eat. Just like I have those 3 moments in a day of pure silence, and I need to deal with whatever is in my mind at that moment. Just to like actually check in with yourself. I also have like this 15 minutes in the morning where I chill in bed, which may sound really stupid, but then I check in with myself and check in how I feel every day before my day even starts, and then I can plan my day around what works for me that day. And this is maybe really stupid, but this helps me a lot because I am an overachiever, and if I don't do what I plan myself on doing, I feel like I'm failing. So I have this perfection list of myself where I have like the most simple tasks so that I can be done in like 2 or 3 hours with that whole list. But if I've done all of that, I feel like I've been successful that day.
Yeah, I haven't been doing it as much recently, but I typically am also very big on to-do lists. And like I think they've done research on this as well. I could be making that up. But checking things off in a to-do list like really does something to your brain in terms of like making you satisfied for completion.
And I think everyone does this, but adding things to your to-do list if you've already done them, just to tick them off.
I don't do that. I try to make my to-do list the night before. And so that way I kind of have, before I go to bed, I have a mental picture of what my day tomorrow is looking like and what I actually need to accomplish. And then I make sure that some of the tasks are kind of like small, mundane tasks that I was probably going to get done anyways.
Yes.
Like making my bed, doing my Duolingo, because this is a sponsorship. No, I'm kidding.
I wish.
I
If we're
wish.
sponsored by Duolingo one day.
I think we can give the credit to my 900-day streak.
Yes, I ruined my 521-day streak last year, which like mourned my streak.
Yes.
But I'm back. I'm like at 43 now.
Round of applause.
It's
But-
small, but it's
Yeah.
a start.
But that's like something I'll put on my to-do list is that, so that it's like things that are small that I can just, if I don't know where to start, I can do these small things first.
Yes.
And it helps me a lot with balance and
Yes.
keeping it up to.
Yes. And for me, working on like projects like I'm generally really into is like also something that keeps me excited to like move forward. Like this podcast, even on the days I'm unmotivated, I will do this podcast because I just love it. And then I can be serious on the days where I actually feel like I can be serious and not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we're ready to move into some positive science news.
Yes,
Andrea,
I'm actually so excited about
yes,
this one.
This one is a really big thing,
Yeah.
and this has been in the news a lot recently as well.
Yes, so maybe people even know this, but they've been working on this for years.
For years, and like the thing is, when it actually got approved, it was really big news. But I don't know if most people really know the update. That
No.
it's like actually
In force
Yes.
from this week onwards. You probably don't know what we're talking about.
well,
Maybe you are.
maybe you've guessed at this point, but
The High Seas Treaty went into force this week.
yes,
Finally.
yes, and so this has been something that has been in the works for years. Getting enough signatories for this to
Yeah.
pass has taken this like a very long time.
But basically what it is, it's a global agreement where nations can now create maritime protected areas in international waters and regulate activities like deep sea mining in those same waters.
Yes.
So basically deep sea waters are no man's land. Like they're from no country.
Yeah,
And-
so every country has a zone that's like 200 nautical miles from their
Yes.
coastline. So all the zones that don't fall in that,
Yeah.
those are international waters.
And unregulated up to this week.
yes.
So from this week onward, these waters are globally regulated in some sort of way, which like for things like deep sea mining and like keeping that under control is like a big step forward.
Yeah, I mean also in terms of like fisheries management and
Yes.
like commercial fishing,
Yes.
yeah, I mean
I would
that
say
could be a topic for a whole different episode.
I would say this
but-
is the most positive science news we've had on this podcast so far, and I don't
Yes.
think anything will top this anytime soon.
Yes, no, this is really, really big news, really exciting. Unfortunately, I'm sure to no one's surprise, confirm that my home country did not sign on to this.
Sad.
Yes.
Really sad. Portugal did.
Yes,
Portugal
Portugal
did.
did. Portugal did. I don't know about the Netherlands, but
Talking
Oh.
about, I actually also don't know. They probably signed.
maybe. Who knows? But I know that...
You
yeah.
also, this is totally random, but the elections in Portugal failed. They need a second round.
Oh, I did not know
They
that.
had elections last week, so maybe we'll touch up on that later on. But
Yeah, we can do an episode talking about like maybe dealing with politics from a scientific lens or something like
that's
that.
actually a really good one.
Because I mean, I don't know if you do as much, but I keep up with mostly like U.S. politics, but also geopolitics a lot. So
Yeah,
I have a lot to say and a lot to. I think a lot on this issue.
I actually, this is totally random as well, but I was looking at the Portuguese news in one of the accommodations I stayed in last week, and I could actually understand what they were talking about
That's good.
in Portuguese.
That's really exciting. That's
So-
really exciting.
You know, the news was really depressing, but I understood what they were talking about. So that was a really big win for me. So I'm actually keeping up with the news a little bit better.
Yeah.
First of all, because my phone thinks I'm in Portugal, and thinks I'm studying something marine, so it sends me really random articles, which is actually really fun.
yes.
And second of all, because I want to learn Portuguese. And
Yes, I am also learning Portuguese. Big shocker because we're in Portugal.
fair, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm going to be taking a Portuguese course at the university this semester.
Ooh, you
and
are.
I'm supposed to be, as long as it
Ooh,
fits
that's
in our
exciting,
schedule. So,
exciting.
yeah, so maybe by the end of the semester, I can
For me,
say a couple words to you guys. And
For-
Duolingo as well. which
Yeah, for me, Duolingo is my most toxic relationship in my life.
I
which
think I used that line before.
says a lot. I think I don't know who starts it, but
I thought it was me. I was like, I'm in a toxic relationship with Duolingo. I wrote this in one of my blogs.
yeah. Well,
Because he threatens me.
for me, it's my.
But I like it.
For me, it's one of my toxic pickup lines.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
No relationship in my life can get any more toxic than me and Duolingo together.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
He threatens me pretty frequently.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
He makes me mad, but I can also cheat on him in.
Oh, I don't cheat on Duo. I could never. Okay. But I guess that's the high seas treaty.
Yes, okay, let's continue to science fact you didn't ask for, but feel free to use it to annoy your friends.
Okay, and so I came up with this one, but penguins. We're gonna just talk a little bit about how fun penguins are. But a penguin, if they really like another penguin, the male penguin is gonna find a really nice rock and he's gonna bring it to the female penguin he likes and he's gonna present it to her, and like they want like a really smooth, pretty rock, and it's like a proposal. And then penguins, like most birds, if you've ever looked into birds, you know that most of them do mate for life.
Yes.
Not all, but most. And that's why another topic that's really interesting, but I'm not going to get into right now, is bird divorce.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about it, but it is really interesting.
And if you're divorce.
Yes, a lot of birds do divorce. I think albatross have the highest rate of bird divorce, and it's like 50% or something, so almost as high as humans.
Which is crazy. Like,
but,
these cute penguins have this whole love and divorce life. I think this is just so fascinating.
But then this is another one that I
love.
That I really love, is that penguins can be gay, just like people. So gay penguin couples actually have been known to, at times, since they can't have a baby of their own, they'll take an egg from a straight penguin couple and they'll raise this egg just like normal, and they'll just like replace it with a rock or something. And so,
again, a rock.
Yeah. Penguins really like rocks, I guess. I mean, most of them, you have to think, they're in Antarctica, so they're mostly building their nests with rocks and ice, so
I think
makes sense. But yes,
I think our first positive science news was about penguins in South Africa, and I don't know why I should be on Instagram. That's first of all. Second of all, I see everyone in Cape Town in my Instagram right now looking at the cutest penguins in this
at
area.
Boulder Beach. But yes, they've been protected. We talked about that a few weeks ago.
Yes.
And then I feel like I had one more penguin thing. It's not written down. I think I thought of it while you were talking, but it's okay. I lost it.
You kind of make me even more obsessed about penguins. Like,
yes,
they
penguins
are
so cute.
Yes. And we also talked about them with marine trophic dynamics, about the different food webs.
Yes. So. Penguins are really interesting.
Yes.
Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to touch on, is that most people think that penguins are in, like, the Arctic.
Yes.
But they're not. They're only in the Antarctic. Like, they're only in the southern hemisphere.
Yes.
And they also, like, go to some places that, like, you just wouldn't expect. Like, some people don't expect them to be in, like, South Africa, for example. But they're also in, like, Tasmania and things like that.
Yeah. And they're cute.
Yeah, and I think, like...
And
in
like,
South America, they're also around there as
but
well.
you also have a lot of different species. Like,
yeah, I think it's like... I was going to say a number, but I don't know if it's right, so I might just be guessing. I was going to say like 11, but it might be like 22.
I was also thinking that they don't all have like the same foods.
Like, yes.
Well,
but we can move on from penguins now. That was just our...
No, we cannot, because our experimental attraction, peer review pending and HR disapproved sentence of the week, a sentence you should probably never use, but absolutely will, is about penguins.
Oh my gosh, it is. Do you want to share this one?
No, you have to.
Okay. So, are we penguins? 'Cause I have the urge to stay with you for life and form a lifelong partnership with you.
So, yeah. I don't know. I like it. I think I'm obsessed with penguins. I don't think I need a ring anymore. I want a pebble if someone wants to commit to me in life.
Yes, this all started because we were talking and I told her how my friend one time brought me a rock.
Yes.
Just as a gift because it was a pretty rock, and I was like, oh my god, are we penguins? There's 18 species of penguins. So I was wrong on both the numbers I spit out.
Yes, but they're birds, but they don't fly.
There's quite a few flightless birds, Andrea. That could be a whole nother episode.
Okay. I know there are more flightless birds, but I didn't specifically know penguins were actually considered birds.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Penguins are birds. They're very cute. They can be gay. They can divorce. Just like humans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they propose with a rock. Like, we do the same.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of similarities to penguins is really where I was getting at with this.
Yeah. Maybe we should call this episode The Life of a Penguin.
Pleasures of being a penguin.
Pleasures of a penguin, yes.
Yes.
Well, yeah. I like them. I'm getting more and more obsessed with them. And I hope you are getting more and more obsessed with them and with our podcast, with every single episode we publish.
Yes.
And you're really excited, like we are, for the upcoming few episodes.
Yes, and I don't know what our next episode is going to be, but you and us will both find out pretty shortly.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe we'll keep it light next week and then get into the deep stuff when we actually need to start studying again, because
Yes, exactly.
one more week of fun, right?
Yeah, maybe one more like light intro type week, and then maybe we'll get into some deep sciencey things.
That will be really fun. Maybe we
Yeah.
can discuss, or we'll get into it.
Yes.
You'll have to find out and listen next week again.
Yes.
So see you next week.
See you. Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.